Hey, what's going on everybody? Dan here from Mandolin, enjoying a little bit of coffee this morning, and I want to talk about PewDiePie. So a lot of people know that PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber on this website, over 53 million, approaching 54 million subscribers. He's been in a lot of headlines over the past few months from a lot of what I would call clickbait articles trying to exploit certain things he says and change them so that they can get views and clicks and therefore ad revenue on their crappy websites. And everybody has just been attacking PewDiePie over the last few months, and now it's all culminated to yesterday when his network, Maker Studios, which is owned by Disney, the huge multi-billion-dollar company Disney, dropped him because of these anti-Semitic videos he's been making. So recently everybody probably is aware that PewDiePie made a video about the web service Fiverr, where you can pay people $5 and they'll do a service. One of the things PewDiePie did was have these guys in the middle of the jungle write "Death to all Jews" on a little piece of parchment paper, hold it up, and then laugh a bunch and dance around in the jungle, and then say, Keemstar is the greatest YouTuber, or subscribe to Keemstar. But he got a lot of backlash for it, and clearly in the video he was shocked because he didn't think these guys would actually do it. But aside from that, people were just freaking out because it's like, oh my gosh, can't believe you'd have him do something like that. And it was clearly a joke, and I think... So first up, Maker Studios, his network, dropped him. And then in a response to that, YouTube comes out and are like, you know what, we're going to drop Felix from our Google preferred ad packages. And not only that, we're going to cancel Scare PewDiePie. So Scare PewDiePie Season 2, we're canceling that. So it seems to me like Disney is Disney's a big company, and they have a lot more at stake than just PewDiePie. But it seems like they're just trying to kind of get themselves out of hot water and preserve their image, their clean, fun family image. But at the same time, PewDiePie has been making, somewhat edgy videos for like a decade now. He's been doing stuff that's kind of edgy for years now, so it's nothing new. The way I look at it is that there was a big public backlash to these videos, and Disney or Maker Studios sees that and they're like, you know what, I think we gotta pull out of here. It doesn't really seem like they would have done anything if there wasn't a public outcry about it. But because of the way people react to his videos and everything he does, like he dyes his hair and it makes headlines. It's like Justin Bieber or something, he does anything he does makes headlines. So I wasn't familiar with Google Preferred before this whole situation, but I had a little quote here just kind of explaining it. Google Preferred is an ad service that aggregates YouTube's top channels into categorized packages, which it then offers to potential advertisers at premium rates. It assures its customers that the content of those channels is the most engaging and brand safe on YouTube. So Scare PewDiePie was one of the first shows on YouTube Red, which is YouTube's subscription service for its original programming. It was a reality show in which PewDiePie was put through frightening situations inspired by video games, and that already had a first season, and it was renewed this past summer in June. Now, presumably many episodes of the second season are already in the can, but it seems YouTube is willing to just cut it off here. I'll put a link to where I got this quote down in the description. And another interesting tidbit here is that I believe Felix just built a studio, or bought a studio somewhere nearby where he lives, because it was too much work to make his daily videos and then fly out to LA to film for a day or two and then try to keep up with the schedule. We know he was vlogging a while back when he was out in LA, and he just had to stop vlogging because he couldn't keep up with the grind of doing the film and collaborations out there, and trying to keep up editing this vlog. Now, I don't even know if he edits his videos, but basically all I'm saying is it was too much for him to handle all of that, so he decided to pay for a building nearby him, which I think he just invested in recently. I don't know if he's renting it, but I mean, it's still an investment of his time and people he's undoubtedly hired to help him. I don't know how much that's going to be affected by this. It's also worth noting that PewDiePie with Maker Studios, it was the people who run Revel Mode, which is kind of like a video game and charity thing with a lot of big YouTubers on it. So I don't know how much of this is going to be affected. I don't know the details of the contracts he has, but there's a lot more at stake than just PewDiePie here. Now, we all know that YouTube has its own censorships. There's things you can't put on here. Some things slip under the radar. Like a month ago, people were posting like obscure pornographic videos they found. People getting shot, people getting killed, but somehow, you know, we can have kissing pranks, and it's a very gray area what is actually allowed and what's not. Like, if it's educational, I can whip my tits out, you know, but if it's not, well, you can't. But I digress from all of that. One of the things here is that, you know, when you have networks like this that crack down on the biggest YouTuber, it's sort of setting a precedent for other networks and other YouTubers, which kind of adds another filter, another layer to what happens between me sitting down and filming on a camera and you, the viewer, clicking on the video and watching it. When you have a company like Maker Studios come out and basically drop the biggest YouTuber because he made some jokes that were maybe in poor taste, other YouTubers, other networks are out there now saying, oh shit, we gotta look at our content. Is anybody being too edgy here? And then that kind of, you know, when you affect the biggest YouTubers, that can have an effect all the way down the chain where other people are like, oh, maybe I can't put this out there, or maybe my network isn't gonna let me talk about certain things now. Now, I want to add here, I did a kind of PewDiePie net worth Google search. One of the articles I saw, this could be completely wrong, but they say he has an estimated worth of 124 million US dollars. So he's not hurting for cash, at least as far as the public is aware. He could probably, well, I know for a fact that he could do nothing for the rest of his life and still be far above where someone like myself, or probably you watching this, are. So I don't know how much PewDiePie is actually worried about this. I know he invested in the studio. I don't know if there's people he hired, but at the end of the day, he's still filthy rich. He's got plenty of money. He could start his own network. Even someone like FouseyTube started his own network, FouseyTube Entertainment. But PewDiePie could really be his own multi-channel network at this point and kind of build his own team, which I think would be awesome if YouTubers, actual YouTubers, instead of these big, you know, investment companies started these networks. What if the YouTubers started their own networks and made their own rules to the game? So I pulled up pewd.tumblr.com, which is Felix's official Tumblr page, and he said in a post on February 12th, just to clear some things up, it came to my attention yesterday that some have been pointing to my videos and saying that I am giving credibility to the anti-Semitic movement, and my fans are part of it as well for watching. I don't want to cite the sources because I don't want to give them any more attention. This originated from a video I made a couple weeks ago. I was trying to show how crazy the modern world is, specifically some of the services available online. I picked something that seemed absurd to me, that people on Fiverr would say anything for $5. I think it's important to say something, and I want to make one thing clear. I am in no way supporting any kind of hateful attitudes. I make videos for my audience. I think of the content that I create as entertainment and not a place for any serious political commentary. I know my audience understand that, and that is why they come to my channel. Though this was not my intention, I understand that these jokes were ultimately offensive. As laughable as it is to believe that I might actually endorse these people, to anyone unsure of my standpoint regarding hate-based groups, no, I don't support these people in any way. Thanks for reading. So in my opinion, all of this seems like a reaction to the public outcry about PewDiePie, from the articles made about him to the video responses people made, what's said on Twitter. To me, it was just a joke. It wasn't the funniest joke in the world. I can see why maybe some people would be offended, but at the end of the day, he wasn't serious. And it's just a shame that people are getting censored in this way on YouTube. But I'd like to know what you guys think about it down below in the comments. You think these companies are in the right for, stepping away from PewDiePie? Or do you think he should be able to say whatever he wants? Leave it down below. Thanks for watching. Dan here from Mandorine. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.